Hello everybody, my name is Ardalan Pilavizadeh. I want to show you what is the story of leech farming with a simple language. At the first step, your task, in the June, you buy the leeches. Okay, you buy the leeches in the June, the best time for buying the leech or beginning of the summer. Which kind of the leech is good for buying? Orientalis, this is the name of the leeches, variety of the leeches. Orientalis or medicinalis. Two kinds of the leeches, very good. This is the three countries that you can buy. This is Iran, Russia and Azerbaijan. And bear in mind that is the verbena is not suitable. Verbena is for the Turkey and this is not good for your work because the leeches should be good that's had a medical usage. In the medical usage, for the surgery, for the leech therapy should be good. And you should grow the kind that the doctors that are interested in the buying the leeches. Okay. In the June, you buy the leeches in uneven numbers. Okay. If you want to, for example, buy leeches, it's better you should buy in the even numbers, not odd numbers. You should buy 2 leeches, 4 leeches, 6, 50, 78, 82. Not, for example, 71 leeches, 73 or the 83. Because the leeches, this is the one and another one. This is the time of the pairing, the time of the breeding. Each leech connected to another leech and together get marriage, and this is the get marriage. Therefore, if you want, for example, in the odd number, 1 leeches doesn't have any usage. Therefore, each leech has a hermaphrodite. We don't have the Mr. leech or the Mrs. the leech. We don't have the male or female separate. Each leech has a both organ, female and the male. Okay, but each leech for the breeding needs to another leeches. Each leech has a both female and male. Another leech has also female and the male connected. And in the June, you buy the leeches. After the buying in the summer, when you buy the leeches, you should provide on the shelves in the pan, very good humid, the temperature over 27 centigrade, completely humid. Like the north region, completely warm, and the region for the 2 or 3 months, completely humid and with the high temperature for the breeding. Okay, in the water. And after the breeding, in the 2 months or 3 months of the summer, they start to the cocooning. They start to the breeding, and therefore in the July or the August, they start to the lay cocoon. Each leech lays 2 cocoon, and from each cocoon coming out 10 to 15 small leeches, 10 to 15 larva leeches. This is the step started. You buy the leeches in the even number, then in the 1 month later they start to the laying the cocooning. This is the cocoon. Okay, this is the cocoon. This is the cocoon. And each leech lays 2 cocoon, and from each cocoon is coming out near the 10 to 15 larvae. When they lays out in the cocoon, after 21 days, 3 weeks later, after the cocooning, the larva coming out from the larva. We have the 2 ways. You should assign each cocoon. For example, this is for the 18 days, 21 days, and you should check. If after the 21 days, if you couldn't see any larva, yourself you should with your hand hatch an artificial cut the larva and help to the coming. But the majority of the larva automatically themselves can cut the skin and coming out to the okay. Therefore, the best time for the purchasing and the breeding, this is the August. When they coming out the larva, because in this range you should provide temperature, high temperature and humid. After that, in the August, you should provide when the cocooning finish, when the larva is the finish. In the September, for example, if you have the 50 leech, and each leech put 2 cocoon, and for example, each cocoon converted into 30 or 40 larva leeches, okay? 30 times. And therefore, you will have the, for example, from the 50 leeches, you will have the near 1,500 leeches, and in the September. In the September, you will have the larva, okay? This is, larva is the 1 centimeters and the 2 centimeters, okay? When they're coming out from the cocoon, the larva is the 1 centimeter or 1.5 centimeter. This is the size of the larva, very small. 2 months after coming out from the cocoon, they don't need to any feeding, any blood for the feeding. Therefore, for the 2 months, you should stop any feeding and only keeping the larva. Bear in mind, in the 3 months after breeding, you are not allowed giving any blood. Because when you give the blood, weekly you should change the water. But if you put the blood, you are forced and change water. And when you regularly change the water, the leeches are afraid of the cocooning, because in the 3 months after breeding, where the cocooning very quiet, very calm, without any noisy, and without even changing the water. Maybe 1 month, 2, or the 1 time only, because if you change the water, the leeches are scared of the cocooning. Very calm without changing the water. Like a swan. And after the August, in the September, you will have a lot of, for example, 50 mother leeches. This is the size, should be 12 centimeters. You will have the 50. You should back them from the pan that put with the algae, because you know, for the breeding, you need a pan and the shells with a mix of the soil, algae, and like this, okay? And therefore, you should separate from the soil for the breeding and put in the bottle, in the 10 liters bottle. Also, we will have the larva. You should also, when we have the larva, if you have in the one plate, mix of the mother leech and the larva, you should immediately separate the mother leech from the larva. Some people think the mother bugs damage to the larva, but it's the wrong. Larva attack to the mother bug, because this is so hungry and damage to the mother leech as is not suitable. Therefore, the mother from the larva always should be separated. Each size should be separated in the separate the bottle. Okay, in the September, you will have the larva. When you receive you will have in the August, after the cocooning, after 21 days after the cocooning, we will have the larva. After the 2 months, you should start to the breeding. You should give the blood to the larva, and larva, after the breeding, converted into needle leech. This is the needle leech. Okay, this is the 3 centimeters or the 2 or 3 centimeters needle leech. Okay, 2 months later, you should after the breeding, after the feeding with the blood, 2 months later, they are converted to the match or the young leeches. This is the 3 centimeters or match leeches or the very young leeches. It is the 3 centimeters. When they reach to this size, again, you should give blood. 2 months later, converted into cosmetic leeches for the 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters. 2 months later, converted into adult leeches in the 6 centimeters or the 7 centimeters. And 2 months later, again, converted to the mother leeches. And then again, reproductive leech or the mother leech. And then again, repeat this cycle. During this time, if you have received the larva, you can sell your larva. But I don't recommend, because usually anybody doesn't sell or buy the cocoon. Usually people don't sell or the purchase the cocoon because very sensitive. There is not any clear how much the leeches want to coming out. But usually people even don't sell or buy the larva. People only purchase and buy 4 kind of the bulbs. This is the very young leeches. Selling if your size of leeches reach, you can separate it and quarantine. You should quarantine your leeches. What is the meaning of quarantine in Iranian name? Quarantine or quarantine? It means 2 months. For the 2 months, you should not give any leeches the blood. They should be hungry. Because if you want to sell it to the doctor, sell it to the medical center, if you give the blood and the 2 weeks later you want to they don't have any appetite and they are not hungry. Therefore, don't attack to the skin, for example, for the face, for the other parts of the. Therefore, for the 2 months should be hungry in the quarantine, separate in the 20 centigrade in the separate bottle. And for example, if you have the 10 liters bottle, you can put 50 leeches, 60 leeches in the bottle and 2 months without any time. Then after the 2 months, you do given any blood, you should give to the medical center. When you give the leeches, very hungry and immediately attack. Because for the doctors is very important. They receive hungry leeches. Hungry leeches are able to attack the skin. For example, your leeches is very good, but you, for example, after the 2 weeks or 3 weeks, after the last feeding, give to the medical center, and when doctor put and is not hungry and don't attack. The doctor thinks is not good, suitable leeches. Okay. Therefore, in this size, in the 4 kind of the leech, usually people buy and sell it. Very young, cosmetic leeches, adult leeches, and the mother leeches. These usually people trade and they buy and they sell for the breeding, for the this time. You should buy it, and you can also sell to other people that want to grow and the leech farming and the grow leeches. This usually the best size for the selling of the leeches is this size, because in this size they have very good medical usage in the medical center, in the hospital. This is very small, 3 centimeters. This is name of the near the very match, near the match and the 3 centimeters. They doesn't have a strong mass, therefore it's good for the eyes, because eyes very sensitive part of our body. For example, you cannot put adult leech or the mother leech for the leech therapy and will damage your eyes. Therefore, this is very good for the selling. Doctors wanted for the eyes, for the leech therapy of the eyes, for the headache, not something. And for the cosmetic leech, this is suitable for not as much as sensitive to the part of the match. This is, for example, good for the face, for the hand, for the arm. This is suitable. But after that, this is the adult leech. This adult leech is good for all part of the body except the eyes, because this is very strong and your eyes will be serious damage of the breeding. That some people also sell or buy for the breeding. For example, the people buy this size of the leech for the starting, for the converted into mother bulb for the start the breeding. For example, therefore you can have the 2 kind of the selling and buying. One of them, when your leeches reach to this size, for example 3 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 8 centimeters, you can sell it to the medical center, to the dealers, to the doctors, and when they reach to the mother leech, you can give it to the people like yourself that you want to leech farming, you want to start a farming. 4 kind of this. Therefore, as I told you, this is a step by step of the leeching. This is the mother leech in the June, and then the cocoon after the 2 months. Then from each leech 2 cocoon, and each cocoon 10 to 15, near the 15 leeches, small leeches, and 2 months to 2 months you should give the blood. Usually we should give the blood 2 months to 2 months. You should give after the 2 months to the feeding, And for the feeding, the temperature of your environment should be near the 25 centigrade. In the 25 centigrade, the best condition. That is very important about the leech, because we have near the sometimes 80% we lost all the leeches, because the majority of farmers are not able to correct feeding. How we can have a correct? In my book I have the mention for the all stations with the temperature, with the light, with the CO2, with the humidity, step by step explain, and what is the worst scenario in the leeches. Why my leeches died after the feeding, I have the mention. Which kind of when you should increase the 25 centigrade in my book. Now I want to explain here, temperature should be 25 feeding, and the best blood is the sheep blood, in the frog blood. These are very suitable. We have two kind of giving the blood. Two kind of the blood. You can one of them you can put the blood on the plate. You can fill in the plate 20% blood and put the leeches on the plate. Another thing is like for example, like in the market, for example, like the condom, you can purchase the condom. For example, I'm giving example, and you can the condom and put the blood, and you completely close the tip of the condom, and I'm giving example because for better understanding. You cannot other things you can provide like this. You can put the plastic and put the blood and the clothes, and it's much better. The leeches feel the condom is like the people. This is the hand of the people, the hand of the animal, and indirectly when you saturate it with the blood, this is not suitable, and some leeches very sensitive to swimming on the blood. But the condom is the best way when you put in the blood, and you can connect to the each. For example, this is a condom and the 4 or the 6, and you can for example choose one of lot of the condom and put the leeches on the condom, and indirectly side, and this is the penetrate on the condom, and the feeding from the blood inside the blood. Only this is, I'm not joking, this is only for the better understanding for you. How you can in the we have the numerous way, like the sausage. We have the plastic that uses for the sausage. You can use it, and 3 range of the temperature. In the 2 months, you should 28 centigrade for the breeding, and after that, when you want to keep the leeches, 20 centigrade is suitable, and for feeding is the 25 centigrade. But this is for the changing the temperature from each temperature to another temperature. This is very sensitive. If you want to buy my book, you can text me on WhatsApp 0098 935 825 3945. Step by step explain, plus the videos explain how we can do for the 30, 60, 365 other days, which temperature, CO2, light, the environmental, the water factors, because very important how we can purify the water. What is the worst scenario in the disease and disorder of leeches. Thank you.